What is going on, everyone? It is your boy Phil Shocker, the Nice Hedgehog here, and we are here for our LPL Draft Analysis. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the LPL. You guys do not know LPL is an Ubers-based division to where we have no rules on points, and you can get whatever you really want, essentially, with no consequences on points. So basically, you're guaranteed to have some powerful teams out there. So if you guys are excited for this video, leave a like, have a race, subscribe if you are new, join the Flow Shocker crew today, and you feel over the king of the crew. Thank you all so much, by the way, for all the massive support on these recent videos. Ever since I've been actually trying to do relatively good thumbnails for videos, you guys have popped off. Like our MLG video that recently went up, well, may not be recently as the time of it's recording, but basically that MLG video in one day hit 55 views in one day. I have never had that many views in one day, I think. I think my Sonic Couples tier list video might argue for that, but in terms of my Pokemon content, I have never seen a video pop off the way it did, and thank you all so much. It's thanks to you, we're almost to 4,500 views on the channel already as well, which is insane to me. Thank you all so much. Well, let's talk about LPL real quick. Like I said, it's an Ubers League. We're in divisions to where you can get like 180 points. You can pretty much get up to no consequences on Pokemon you grab and stuff like that. We're gonna have Kara captains that are within a 24-point budget system, so we can get kind of just about any Terra captains. We can get upwards to 1 to 2, and I think even possibly 3, possibly. But it's gonna be awesome. I haven't announced my Terra captains yet as of the time of this recording. I will announce them in the video for our week 1, and I will also announce the Terra captains for our opponents as well if I think they are going to be brought. So definitely going to be a very tough season this time. We got good quality coaches. We got people that came back. We got my boys Dashy and Orin in here because again, I'm forced to face Orin no matter what I have to do. But I'm super excited for this season. I think I have a powerful team, but it's also going to be a bit of a ragdoll team, kind of just a weird one. Let's see how it does. So, I had the 11th pick out of 16 coaches, and dear God, did that suck. Some of the Ubers, or the two main Ubers I wanted, they were gone. Then the backup main Uber I wanted, Zacian, which was allowed, I wanted, it was gone. Marshadow was gone. Yveltal was gone. Xerneas, I think, was gone before me. Possibly. I think I could have had a chance to get Xerneas, but... And I would have grabbed Palkia Origin or Dialga Origin, but they got nerfed this generation because now they're forced to hold their crystals when they battle, which is the stupidest ruling I've ever seen in my life. You could have done that last game. You could have done that last game with Arceus and everything like that, but no, you let it slide, and now you're doing it this generation. So I didn't quite prioritize getting them. So if I got him. If I didn't, I didn't. So, but with my first overall pick, I was actually able to get something that was pretty surprising to make it to me, honestly, because I think it's a great Pokemon. And it was one of the captains, if not the captain from last season. It is the boy, Crescent the Lunala. It is back, baby. And Lunala is back with a vengeance. Now, last season, I definitely used Lunala more as kind of a scarf target mon, kind of just agility shenanigans. We made it pop off of weakness policy one time. Definitely want to do that again if I can stun someone with that. But I never really ran Spexlin all that much. I never really ran, just a wall like Meteor Beam. Oh, excuse me, God. Like we never ran these like sets that could make Lunala more powerful. So that's gonna be the main goal this season, to try to pop off with Lunala and try to do the amazing success rate that we did with it last season. Especially since we had such a really random team that probably wasn't gonna make it far, but made it to the semifinals. So. And Lunella carried its weight on their team for us. So definitely looking forward to having Lunella back. Now to pair with it, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I definitely picked this thing early. This was probably more so not gonna make it back to me, to be completely honest. But I definitely was gonna see this thing either being a late round 2 into round 3 or early round 3 pick easily. So I just knew if I didn't grab it, I was never getting it. And I went into this draft with the mindset knowing that with some of these Pokemon, I know I'm not going to get in draft because I get pretty bad lucky with the spots. Or if I get like a lucky spot, I'll get one of them, but the rest I'll never get a chance to draft. So there's that. Oh my god. Ooh, excuse me, I don't know why I'm tired some morning. But anyways, I went with Chimpao. Now, this is easily to you guys my favorite Pokemon from this generation. I love the design. The typing is pretty cool. The ability name is sick. The name is sick. And overall, the origin story that it was corrupted to the point where it became this Pokemon is so sick. I love it. We're naming it Snow because it's Snow Leopard, obviously. I originally named it Clouded for Clouded Leopard, but I think Snow fits better. Chimpao is an absolute monster. If you don't know what Chimpao does, it has an ability where you're going to basically lose -1 to your defense, essentially. You are losing -1 to your defense. And slap a choice band on this thing, there's no switching. And if there is a switch in, it's 2 KO'd. 100%. This Pokemon is absolutely broken. Now, I will say for the Terra rules, any Pokemon that was 19, which was the lowest Uber point, anything 19 above cannot Terra. So basically, Ubers are not going to be allowed to Terra at all in this season, which I think definitely makes a good thing because some Ubers with Terra, dear God, would be insanely broken and we had to do a whole new tier structure. Oh my God. Excuse me. Jesus. But Chinpao, super excited to try this Pokemon. I got a chance to use this in Uber Speed Tour. We actually, I think, was one of our second or third best Mon for that season. In that first one we ran with it, I'm super excited to try this Mon. Like I said, it's my absolute favorite Pokemon this generation, and that was one of the big J drives as well. I wanted to use it. Going into round three, I didn't think this would make it to me, honestly, and I was really kind of looking around and see what I want. But when I came to round three, and surprisingly enough, no one grabbed this, I wanted to grab it because I've been interested in this Pokemon, and plus, I may not get it on the way back in the rounds 4 and 6, in terms of being sniped. Oh my gosh, excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. And there was also the possible fear of not getting it in round 5, in round 4. So we picked up my boy, Academia, the Palafin. Now, I'm named it Academia because of zero to hero. The heroes in Academia kind of start out as zeros and they become true blue, true growing up heroes and everything like that. I felt like that was like perfect nickname, 100% perfect nickname, top tier nickname. But Palafin's busted, dude. This thing is insanely strong. 160 base special attack. 160 base attack is super strong. 106 is nothing to sleep on with a special attack like that. This thing gets access to Boom Burst, so Boom Burst first base sets are really good. Viable moves for special something like Grass Knot as well. But the main reason this Monty is really strong, not because of the great coverage it has and everything like that, it's because it has Jet Punch. Now, Jet Punch is basically Aqua Jet, but 20 points stronger off of a Stab Palafin. This move is doing approximately between 60 to 100 power. That Mon is insanely strong. And add if I can make this Terra, which possibly would be the case, Terra, like Terra Water, this move is now doing between 100 and 125 damage in power. That's how strong Palafin is with its base attack stat. And plus, again, you got to factor in the base attack stat, which then makes this move almost probably like what? Close to 300, if not over 300 power. This Mon is insanely strong. I am so excited to finally get to try this Mon. It's definitely been on the radar for a little while, and I cannot wait to try it out. I do need to remember, though, to build it in its normal form, then its hero form, because, again, if I build it in its normal hero form, it'll probably tell me it's illegal, and I have to redo the build and have to do it in its normal form. But I'm super excited to try Palafin. I am very much excited to try Palafin. And to be an awesome Pokemon. Love it, love it, love it. Now, going into rounds 4 and 5, I definitely wanted to get some missing pieces. I went with this one. Oh my god. Excuse me. I went with another early round Mon, but this is my favorite Paradox Pokemon to use in Draft League at the current moment right now. From what I've gotten to use. And I just couldn't pass up the opportunity. I grabbed our girl Mothra. She's back, baby. You guys remember Mothra back on the channel with the speed tours? She just dominated. She was kill leader. In my mind, some people would disagree, but in my mind, was the kill leader that of both of those tournaments together. Absolute monster for Pokemon. 140 special attack is no switch-ins mostly. 100 special attacks for really good speed F, and having 110 speed is insanely good compared with the speed stats that we currently already have right now. So I'm super excited for this. Oh my god, I do not know why I'm yawning so much. I apologize. But Mothra, awesome. I'm not gonna talk too much about it because Mothra is one of those mons we already have talked about here and there. Mothra, again, is another one of these Pokemon I want to use as my Dynamax captain, Dynamax Terra captain, but I knew if I choose Mothra over Palafin, I can't get both. I will have to decide on one or the other, possibly. So it's going to be one of those things I have to be very careful in my decision later on in the draft. Later on in my chance of picking what I want. But up next, I grabbed an electric type and a fairy type that I think should not have been on the board still till round 5. Now, obviously, Zero Aura was also still there around 5, and I was really debating between the two of them because I was really thinking about going with Terra with Zero Aura and just being a menace, dude. With the good stats it has plus coverage with Terra is insanely strong. Oh my god, excuse me. But I overall just felt like I had to go with Coco. Coco is really good for two reasons. One, you may notice that for my previous Pokemon, and obviously spoilers to my next Pokemon, there's certain abilities that proc when electric terrain is up. So I was thinking to myself, it would be kind of cool if I could get something like that. And oh wait, that's what Capo Coco does. Coco's insanely great, awesome offensive breaker. Terra Blast on Coco. Also, just so you guys know, it only says it's illegal because I'm on the regular showdown format for it, and all the movesets are technically banned. So basically, just expected to have it. We're probably gonna play in a different showdown setting just to make sure we can use these mons as legal mons. But Coco's insanely great, man. I love Coco's. Coco was on a championship team we had in the past, like a year or two ago in PMC. If you guys remember that. And Coco, believe it or not, was my first ever draft pick in Draft League when I first started doing leagues. In my first ever Showdown League, in my first ever league, that was my first. I had first overall pick, and I went with Coco. And so Coco has a lot of bit of a nostalgia for me when I drafted. Um, but I haven't used Coco since PMC, so it's been a very, very long time since I've tried Coco. I'm excited to give Coco another go around though, and hopefully have some fun with this season. Now, I need to pick up a ground type. I really need to get a steel type. A ground type because I need to learn my lesson about losing to electric types. And I really need to get something to stop fairy types because I don't want to rely on Mothra to always check those fairy types. So I went with, since Mothra is a special wall of fairies, let's go for physical wall of fairies, and that is going to be Iron Shreds. Autobots here. Now, I really do think Iron Shreds is really good. I really wanted Great Tusk, but that got sniped, so I couldn't even get Great Tusk if I really wanted to. I was gonna pick it up this round too, and it literally got picked up. I think the pick or two after me. So yeah, don't like that here. So I started with Iron Treads. Iron Treads is a really good Pokemon though. I think again, Excadrill type, and you guys know me, and you know how well I use Excadrill. There's several times I could probably know how to use this Pokemon really well as well. So super excited to try Iron Treads. Obviously, the last time we tried him was in ICPL, but we didn't get a chance to really use him. He kind of shined in the one game, kind of had appearances, and didn't do too much in the other two games we used him. But I'm super excited to try Iron Treads here again, and definitely also need some hassle removal because right now Coco and Lunella are the only defoggers for this team, so I really don't want them to be defoggers. So I can probably slap Rapid Spin on this Pokemon almost every single week and be fine with it. I kind of did that last time when I used it too, which is pretty funny enough. But I'm super excited for Iron Treads, and I cannot wait to try it again. Pick it up now. We need a really last few Pokemon we have are massively weak to ground, and we need to stop. We got a ground breaker, but we need ground switching. So that's what my focus was for these next two picks. And the first pick we picked up here was my good old reliable buddy Tangrowth Vine here. Not gonna really talk too much about him because we've already drafted him several times over. I'm not gonna go in depth to why, but obviously sleep powder strats are good. I know what you're typing in the comments. Yes, I understand sleep powder plus electric terrain. Seems like a really bad combination, but more so than likely, I want this thing to kind of be more of defensive checking. And plus, if there's a matchup I think Coco just struggles in and I don't want to bring Coco, then I can bring Sleep Powder. And again, it's not like I'm going to run Terrain Extender every single week. Obviously, that would just be boring because that makes beating everyone so easy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. It was a joke. Let's be honest, though. I'll probably get creamed. But I really like Tangrowth. Tangrowth's super good. It's really good physically defensive wall, and it gives me another just strong mon to hit hard as well. It's really good. I'm really excited to use it again. Really good utility mon as well. But why not also get a little bit of a special wall to pair with that? And that's what we did with Fuzzy Slitherwing. Slitherwing was again on our ICPL team as well last time around, but it didn't get to do as much as we really wanted to. He shined in its first game and then kind of just sit in the back burner. But Slitherwing, absolutely love this Pokemon. This is a strong Pokemon. Bug and fighting, very good offensive type. And plus, I really needed a fighting type. I really desperately needed one. And Slitherwing just went for the split fit for both worlds because I needed another ground resist, which was a bug type, but I also needed a fighting type. It just worked perfectly that way. And I'm super excited to have Slithering again. This was definitely a mon I wanted to try a little bit more here and there. And yes, I went with the double moths. Yeah, double moths, baby. I'm about real. But yeah, but going to the next pick, I was debating on whether or not I wanted a Mega Pokemon, and then I decided on getting one, and I decided I wanted to get at least one more physical breaker for this team. But I also want to get one that can be dummy broken. So I grabbed my boy Rapture here, the Mega Aerodactyl. And what makes this Pokemon broken, you may ask? It's just this move. This move alone makes this Pokemon absolutely broken. But you know what also makes it broken? An 80 base power move. Boosted by Tough Claws, which is insanely strong. Rapture is amazing. This thing can run Adamant every single week, essentially. I run Dragon Dance. I outspeed your Scar, all of your Scarfers. I'm max speed now. With an Adamant nature, max attack. I'm destroying and breaking through teams so easily. And I'm so excited to have Rapture back. It's been a very, very long time since I've ever used Aerodactyl, so I'm very excited to have it back on the team. Now, little story time. I did not want this next pick to be the pick that it was. I actually wanted Dialga Origin, and I was looking at everyone's team. Everyone was drafting their Steel types, their Dragons. There was no way anyone was going to pick this Pokemon up because it wouldn't make any sense when they already have one of each typing. But little did I know that Dashing was the biggest forehead ever and sniped me of my Dialga Origin when it made no sense to snipe me of it. And that really sucked because I was actually saving my points and trying to use my points to build around and to be able to save that as my last pick, essentially. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I had to scratch it and I had to go with something else. I did need a dragon. I felt like I wanted a really strong dragon. There were 4 dragon types that were available to me. The Lottie twins that were megas, and obviously the regular Lottie twins. But I didn't want to go with those. I wanted to go for some really stronger ones. So those two, there was, I believe, Naganadel. No, there was. Well, I guess there was also Naganadel, which was a 5th one, but I kind of just was gonna say no to it because of the nuttiness. The other 2 dragons were Dragapult and Giratina Origin. I thought about it for a very specific time, and I ultimately decided not to go with either of the Lotties because, again, Psychic would have just added more on the weaknesses that we already have on this team, and I don't really want to add that, even though what I add kind of almost does the exact same, but minus just one weakness essentially, or a weakness or two. But I went a Pokemon that was more towards the bulky side, but was still an offensive threat. Because I felt like I wanted a little bit more bulk for my team. Because my bulk kind of relied around like 2, maybe 3 Pokemon. But now having something that has 3 to 4 Pokemon, it makes me feel a little more better about my team in terms of defense. And that's why we drafted Abyss Giratina Origin. Now, again, this has to hold the greasiest core because it's the only way it can stay in this form. So, again, it's a Pokemon that I'm just handicapped with right at the get go. But good enough speed, really solid defenses and 100 each, but 150 HP is disgusting. This Pokemon runs Pain, Slip, and Rest almost every single time he gets the opportunity to. And with Sleep Talk, this Mon's an absolute demon enough to have to hassle around. You have to really try to find your right opportunity to stop the rest Sleep Talk from really putting any work in terms of rest and then trying to set up and then try to break through. This Mon is absolutely a nightmare of a Pokemon and can really shred through teams. Priority and Shadow Sneak as well. And just overall, I felt it was the better dragon. I definitely would have loved Dragon Ball, but I think I already have enough speed on my team, and I don't need any more speed. I really needed more bulk and a little bit more of a special offense, and that's what Giratina provides. So, really happy. And Wigglytuff. I drafted Wigglytuff in the Yellow League. I'm not really talking about Wigglytuff. The Stealth Rock or Frisk, great. I'm probably not going to bring it, to be honest. It was just a bonus pick to pick up. That is going to beat the team, guys. Let me know what in the comments below which Uber of the 3 that we drafted. I would have gone 4 or 5 maybe, but the options were sniped from me, obviously. From Giratina, Lunala, Chimpao, who do you think is going to be our best Uber and who is going to be the lackluster Uber? And just overall in the team in general, who do you think is going to be the MVP of the season? I have high hopes for Chimpao, Lunala, and for Iron Moth. Everyone else is up in the air for me and stuff like that, except for Wigglytuff. It's just irrelevant. But I'm super excited. Cannot wait for the season to start, and I'm hopefully able to do well. And we can make a repeat and make a championship run this time. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I will see you all next time. Peace.